So, chat, if you have realized, chat, so about the siren systems here in Texas. So, the siren systems are what we're talking about, right? So, we all know the Dallas siren systems. Their old siren system and the new siren system. Well, let me tell you something. I just realized that Dallas actually has 2001 SRNs. I believe it's the fourth generation, but that one's inactive. But somewhat, a YouTuber by the name of Person2319 has recorded a 2.5 generation 2001 at the fire station 26 in Oak Cliff. I did not know Dallas had a 2.5 generation 2001. Were the 2001 SRNs a part of the Thunderbolt systems? I'm probably gonna say yes. I'm not really like, I don't know. I didn't know they had 2001 SRNs. Was this before the 2001 130s came out? And not to mention, Dallas has Waylands. Well, not the Dallas itself, but University Park. They have Waylands. They have Wayland WPS 2910s and 2804s, while Highland Park has a Sentry Siren. Yes, a actual Sentry Siren. A 10V2T. I didn't even know there was a Sentry Siren in Dallas. Usually Dallas had Thunderbolts, but a Sentry Siren in Dallas, well, technically Highland Park, but Highland Park's a part of Dallas. But it's very rare to see a Sentry in Dallas. And then some people have said that there was a Wayland 3016 that was in University Park, but the 2910 replaced it. Was there actually a 3016? No. I don't even know if there. But also, I heard a lot of people, not a lot, but some say that there was a Wayland WS 2016 on top of a building in Dallas, in downtown, or where, because I didn't know Dallas had a Wayland. Dallas always depends on federal signal, but why do they have a Wayland? They depend a lot more on federal signal, but I don't think that was true. There was no Wayland WS 2016. I don't even believe there was, unless if I actually find a picture of it, which I don't think I'm gonna find one, because there is no WS 2016. Because people said that there was, but I never seen one. So if y'all find an actual rare picture of the WS 2016 on a building in downtown Dallas or wherever, if you find that picture, which is going to be hard to find because, but yeah. We do also know that Addison had an ATI siren, the ATI HPS 16, but then got replaced by those DSA 6x4s with a custom Thunderbolt sound. It's custom. It's almost sounds like a 2T22 and a 3T22, and it also might sound like a and some, yeah. But didn't you know that some say Addison actually had a Thunderbolt? I think that Thunderbolt you're talking about was part of the Dallas siren system. Richardson, all this time, I was thinking they had a Thunderbolt 1003, but all this time, it was a 1000T. So, you said Dallas has a 1000T, but that's in like a different town now, which I don't know where. But Richardson's 1000T has been taken down. So all this time, it wasn't a 1003, it was a 1000T. So, and we all know Allen, Texas, they had a very rare siren, a square horn Sentry 20V2T. That's a very rare siren, having to see a 20 V2T. Yeah, it's very rare. But, you know, it's very rare to see different sirens. But people say that, so Fort Worth's old siren system, we all know, they had an SD10. But somewhat, I found a rare picture from a YouTuber who said that Dallas had a SD10 that was a part of her siren system, the old siren system. I don't know if Dallas has an SD10 because wherever that picture you found that SD10 at has to be in Fort Worth because there's no way Dallas has an SD10. It's probably in an unknown location, but I think you're referring to Fort Worth because Fort Worth had an SD10. Or if you actually do know where that location was, can you, like, I don't want to see it in person, but I want to see it online. Because there is no way Dallas has an SD10. But then, we already know Glen Heights had a Century 15 V2T, which is I don't know if it's still active, but they're replacing it with the 2001s. And of course, Glen Heights has the T128s. I also found a rare picture in Glen Heights of a STH10. It's deactivated. And then we all know that Fort Worth had Thunderbolts 1000s. They have Thunderbolt 1000s and a very rare Jail Bar 1000. They had an actual Federal Enterprise, or is it Federal Sign and Signal, Jail Bar Thunderbolt. Since when does Fort Worth have a Jail Bar Thunderbolt? That's the most very rare siren, but I don't know the location of that Thunderbolt, but I think all of the old sirens have been taken down, but some might be still standing somehow, but I think they're all taken down. So, all Fort Worth siren systems, all they have is Wayland Vortex sirens. So we, Dallas, depend on Federal Signal, while Fort Worth depends on Wayland. Oh, have I forgot to mention that they had a rare ACA howler? Yeah, an actual howler siren. And they had a P10, a P15. Wait, does Fort Worth have a P15? Because I don't know. But I do know they had a howler. Some say they have a P10, which is deactivated. The P10 is reminding me of Seagoville. Seagoville has P10s. And then the Alliter 120, the Alliter 125 or Alliter. But yeah, they have an Alliter, but that's deactivated. The only Alliter siren that is still active is in Hurst, Texas, probably. And don't forget about the STH10 that was in Fort Worth. That was deactivated. And that's all I can think of about the siren system. Let me know more about these old siren systems in Dallas. Well, I'm gonna just say DFW. Let me know in the comments about these old siren system in Dallas.